So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to tour through our facility, show you the wine cellar, wine production, go over to our small 82-gallon Christian Carl still that really kicked off everything for us back in 2000. Then we're going to snake through and we'll go down to the Starlight Distillery. So we're going to snake through there and be able to kind of see some of that. I don't think the still's running down there because it is like a war zone, but we'll get to go through there. And then we're actually going to take you guys out into our rick house, specifically rick house number 2. And we're just going to get after it. We'll try some things. If there's some Starlights you guys have had that you like, we can try it through them. If there's some stuff you haven't had yet and you want to try it, I guarantee you have it out there. So cheers, guys. I'm happy you guys could join us here. Thanks for taking the time. That Ferrari can make those turns real quick. So when we tell that still to do something, you're looking at about a 20-second turnaround time for it to respond. Now, 500-gallon still, it's a Cadillac, luxury vehicle, little big, little bulky, don't make those turns as easily. So when we tell it to do something, it's really about a 2.5 minute turnaround time for it to respond. So when we run product, whether it's going to be grain-based or brandy-based on there, we can really make those fine-tuned finesse cuts and make a very pure, clean product. So if anybody would like to try it, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, don't be shy. Sweet tasting notes, good viscosity, good mouthfeel, good palate through there. So this is the starting product for us. If this is going to be brandy, we typically do a high proof distilled brandy between about 155 to maybe 165, 170. Then it's proofed down to about 130.
Black pipes that's pumping glycol through, and then the dented jackets on the side and the tops of the tanks, glycol jackets where the ice will band and form a round. And chilling the tank down in that way forces tartaric acid to form. That way we can filter it out and it's not reoccurring once it's been bottled up. And so that step just ensures more clarity. You're not going to see any wine crystals, wine diamonds in your bottle.
We go anywhere from 108, usually it's about the lowest, to 124. So what we do is we reverse engineer it. We don't take the distillate and slap it into barrels. We get the barrels first, evaluate them, and that tells us really what proof we need to go in at. Darien oak, double oak cask. So it's not a tannic linger. It's like a creamy viscosity with tannin. So it's like on your tongue, cheeks, gums. Yeah, it's like it gets under your gums, it gets on your tongue, but then also as you still kind of taste through it, you get that real creamy overlay.
Yeah, showing you some good whiskey out here. There's some pretty cool things in this warehouse.
We're getting into it. Yeah.
This particular lots of whiskey, we took some whiskeys from this particular lots of whiskey, blended to the small batch blend, and filled up 4 Mizunara barrels. So it took us 2.5 years just to get these Mizunara barrels from Japan all the way to here. Guess what I got in my pocket?
I knew it. He always has it. He always has it.
So that's the Mizunara coin just came in. So that's the Mizunara tree. So it took 200 years to grow the wood for the tree. Spicy flavor profile, very, very dense. And so we've actually already aged the bourbon in the Mizunara and we pulled it out. And now they're sitting in some neutral barrels just to kind of get all the flavors kind of mellowed back together. And we're probably looking at pulling these barrels into the Rick House next week, Rick House 1, and decide when we're going to bottle them. Now we refilled those Mizunara for the second batch already, so they're filled again, and they're going to go through all through this winter, all into next spring, heat up into next summer, and then we'll decide when we want to pull them out for the second use of the Mizunara.
We got a fun day planned here, so if you guys got some downtime, join us, have a cocktail outside. I think we might even have some live music going on. All this corn that's behind it has been harvested. This is going to be the next one to go. So if you see how all those cobs are starting to fall, pointing south, that means it's time for harvest. So look at that. Get into this one. You can see the dent on the corn right there. That signifies it's a dent varietal, which means it's a yellow dent corn that we're going to use for our whiskey. And we want this to dry as much as possible. So these are really loose kernels now. And when you break this open, it should have a blood red ring on the inside of it. Signifies how dry it is. So now, since it's so dry, you can literally just flick them right off. So here's some souvenirs for you. I'm not for sure the varietal. The name's on the front part.
I heard how crispy it is.
Yeah, you did, but still juicy.